Okay, about 3 years ago, I decided to build a potting bench. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do this on my own. But with a little bit of research and the fact that I had seen a workbench built a long time ago, close to 30 years ago, um, with this kit that you can get from Simpson Strong-Tie, the idea came into my head to create this potting bench. And I wanted it to be on wheels so that I could move it around on my patio. Like if I wanted to wheel it out into the sun, if I wanted to keep it here under the covered patio, I could do that very easily. I bought some special wheels. I don't know exactly what they're called. But anyway, I'll show you what they look like. I got them on Amazon and I bought those and I put those on there. And that really solved my problem for me. I used some 1x4s on the top and everything got painted or stained ahead of time. So that made this hold up in the weather tremendously. I mean, it's been 3 years out here on the patio. It's under a covered patio, but it's been out here for 3 years through the winters, through everything. And it looks just like it did when I first made it 3 years ago. So real quickly, I'll show you how I built this very nice potting bench that has brought me years of joy. And especially since I didn't think I was going to be able to build this, that's for sure. To start off with, I decided to go with a 5 foot long by about 24 inches deep and about 35 inches tall. Um, the actual depth is 23.75. Limit the amount of lumber that I needed to buy to get the right number of cuts. So the materials that I used was some 2x4s. I just got the plain pine because I was going to paint them. And I used 1x4s for the slats on the top of the bench. And I used that Simpson Strong-Tie WorkBench Kit. And I also bought 8 2x4 joist hangers from Simpson Tie as well. And those I'm going to use to put on the inside top to support and keep those 1x4s from warping or moving or anything, just to keep them nice and secure. And I bought the lift kit on Amazon that had the 4 wheels. What I ended up getting was I needed 3 12-foot 2x4s and then one 10-foot 2x4. And that got me the 53 inches that I needed for the interior length and 35 inches for those for the height. And the 23/4, I needed 8 of those. So 4 of those were on the outside, and then I used 4 more across the top on the inside. The 1x4s, I needed 3 12-foot ones to get me the 6 boards. I got the exterior paint and the weather shield, and I ended up going with the color called Privilege Green. I really like that color, and it contrasts really well with that lakeside cedar from Natural Vermont Coatings, the Polyway. So that's kind of an all-natural stain, and that contrast with the green looks really, really nice together. And then I just started painting all the boards. I had everything cut to size at Home Depot, and I just gave 2 coats to everything. So that meant doing not just the outside of the boards, but the ends of the boards. Everything got coated with paint. And I did that specifically so that it would be weather resistant long term. So there's just like no areas for water to start penetrating in. And I just started painting away, just little by little. Got all of the pieces painted that I was going to need, and then I just started assembling it. Right? You can see that I built the top of it, laid that down, and then I started working my way up with these Simpson tie brackets that make it super easy to put this together. I just used my drill, and then once I had that done, I laid out the boards for the top. And here is what it looks like with the wheels installed, which I did before I put the top on. And you just lift it up with your foot and it drops it down. And when you're ready to pick it back up, you just press down on those levers. So this worked out really, really well. Now, the only thing I didn't photograph was the braces that I put underneath with those joist hangers. So I ended up just spacing those 1 foot apart and put the 2x4s in there and got that attached. And then I just used these deck screws to screw down those boards with. And that was pretty much all I needed to do. It's a really great potting bench, and I'm very glad that I made it. I use it pretty much every day. And with that, I just wanted to say thanks for watching this video. If you made it all the way to the end, I really appreciate it. If you like DIY content, you like baking, and you like gardening, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you for watching and have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.